Hi, hello, and welcome back to Meraki's Methods weekly gold making challenge. The idea in summary, I do this every time, the idea in summary is to make 10 million gold this year. To do that, we need to make 200,000 gold a week. And you know what? We started off so strong, but I have a major confession to make. I broke this week because a big part of this challenge as well, to keep my numbers straight, has been not buying anything. So like for 10 weeks now, this is week number 10, we've been making all this gold and whatever, but I've just been stashing it up because I'm trying to pile it up so that we actually have the 10 million at the end of the year. And that's really hard for me because normally I make all this gold and, you know, here and there I'll spend it on bits and pieces. So I cracked this week, you guys. We have made over a million gold in the last 6 weeks or so, and I cracked this week and I bought something that I wanted. So let's get into it, shall we? This week we are negative 50,000 gold because I actually made account number 2 is up. Account number 2 made 97,000 gold, which is up from last week, which is 5k. But I moved, like I said, I moved all my auctions, all my junk and all my greens and all those kind of extra bits onto account number 2. I also have my pets and my replica gear on there, so we've had some tasty sales on those since I moved them over. So that's been piling up. I also, do you remember last week I was talking about the elixir of tongues? I have been selling those regularly for twice their vendor mat, and by regularly I mean daily, in stacks of 10, about 5 or 6 stacks a day since then, and that's where most of that 97,000 has come from, in all honesty. It's mostly elixirs of tongues, so I'm going to keep that up. And honestly, our total would have been so much worse if it wasn't for that. I almost made 100k on that account today, on that account this week, which is ridiculous. The problem is, on the other account, I spent 150,000 gold, which is bad, but I can explain, friends. So we were looking at our engineering groups on stream. I think it was 2 weeks ago now, but and we were looking at that, and I picked out a few of those. I tailor-made my list, and I picked out a few of those big transmog guns and things like that. And this week I decided to go all in and make all those guns. So I have like a lot of value on the auction house right now. I have a lot of really high ticket items that might take a while to move. I also have a vial on, I have a jeweled panther on, I have a golem on the market. None of them sold this week, so I'm still sitting. I spent the money to make all those this week, but I'm still sitting on them waiting for them to sell. So I have a lot of investment waiting to pay off. I also spent some time doing some farming. I made a bit on the ghost mushrooms that I was mentioning. I also did some farming in current world mats, but I turned those into pots, and I'm waiting for those to sell on raid night. So that should be another bit chunk in this week to hopefully make up for the expenditure of last week. But anyway, I also, my main thing I wanted to do this week was to, the thing is, I got distracted completely with patch stuff. I rolled my Zandalari. I love her to pieces. I didn't get nearly enough time leveling them as I wanted to this week, and they're both farmers. They're both miners and herbalists. So once I get them going, they are going to be a gold making duo. But it just didn't happen. I got busy. There was other stuff going on, and that didn't help that you can see here in my expenses I may have spent 120,000 gold on medallions of the Legion. The thing was, prior to last week I'd been doing some rep farming, and I got so very close to having 80 reps, I think it was 80 reps, that I just wanted to get some of them finished off. So I went back to Warlords of Draenor, which is one of the places where I had the most unfinished reps, and I was looking at the Laughing Skull rep, which I was sitting on. I think I was saying just into Honoured or something, or just into Revered. I'm not sure. It was really bad anyway. And the only way to get rep with those guys is to farm mobs in the pit. And you get like 60 rep per mob, and it was just looking like it was going to be the most tedious thing I had ever done. So I broke, and I bought a butt ton of medallions of the Legion for 120,000 gold, and I used them all except 3. So I have 3 back on the auction house that I can sell for maybe 20k of that back. Haven't sold yet, of course, but hopefully I'm going to make 20k of that back selling those. But yeah, 100k I sank in. But to be fair, I now have every single one of those reps sorted except one, which I'm going to finish off when the time walking comes out. I also, with all those reps that I got, I hit 80 reps by the way, Go me. I also got 300 mounts. Because with all those reps that I got, I went and then I bought all the rep stuff, which was another big chunk of gold that I spent on mounts and transmogs and toys and bits and pieces from all of those reps that I now had unlocked. So it was a bad week, friends. I spent a lot of gold and none of it was on materials. But I do have a lot of value on the auction house, so fingers crossed, guys, that this week some of that's gonna move. And I'm just gonna, hopefully I've got it out of my system now, that's what I'm hoping. I've got the spending out of my system, now we can get back to business, make some gold. Like you can see on this chart, this is where I spent a massive chunk of gold. But we did make a load back after that, like like I was saying, our elixirs of tongues were selling really well. I was making some of those ghost mushrooms, I made a bit here and there. I was making, you know, my usual 10 to 20k a day on enchanting and tailoring and things like that, so, you know, it was pretty good that way. I made that 100k on just, you know, stuff on my other account. I made a decent amount on Hexweave bags when the Zandalari trolls dropped. I've actually, you know what, I wish I'd been doing it. I wish I'd prepped for it longer because I hadn't got an awful lot of Hexweave stashed up for it. So I didn't make as many bags as I'd have liked, but you know, we got a solid, you know, 30k of that? Oh no, that's not my average a day. Got a solid chunk of gold. My top item was Hexweave bags anyway this week. Solid chunk of gold out of Hexweave bags. Anyway, and yeah, so this week was a bad one, friends. The numbers are in the red, unfortunately. But next week, the first half of next week coming up, I am going to be finishing off my time walking. I am trying to get as many time walking tokens on as many characters as I can, so that when Warlords drops, I can get those toys and pets and things tidied up and out of the way straight away. Time walking ends this coming week, and what is it? It's PvP Brawl. I'm going to see if I can get some marks of the honor from that because I completely missed it the week before. Trial of Styles up, so hopefully some transmog will sell as well over that. And I'm going to keep doing my LFRs because I still haven't got all the pets for myself, never mind any to sell. But we're getting there, crawling towards getting it done. I think that's all this week. This week looks like a quieter week because we don't have a patch dropping. We don't have that. I've done my alchemy tools of the trade quest. I haven't got to all the others yet. I haven't got my war campaign done yet. I did my Magni thing. Guys, there was just so much stuff that dropped with this patch that I'm trying to catch up with it still, and it's just completely taken over. So I'm going to try and catch up on some of that this week. I want to get my alchemist sorted out with his rank 3 recipes as well. Do you know I take these notions of doing these things at the most random times? And I want to get my druids leveled up so that I have dedicated farming tunes, because I think that will help buff up my numbers a lot. That's the plan for this week. That's my plan for this week, you guys. What is your plan for this week? And how did your last week go? Did you all make amazing Zandalari? Let me know about them in the comments down below, and I will talk to you next week, hopefully with a profit. At this point, let's not cross our fingers. I'll see you next week, guys. Happy hunting.